All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Accidental Wrestling Fan. This is another video version of this because I don't feel like figuring out RSS feeds anymore, having John figure out RSS feeds anymore, trying to get back on iTunes. I'm sure eventually we'll end up doing that because I know there's probably people that would prefer to have it in the audio form. But as of now, this is kind of the easiest way to do it, to upload it directly to YouTube. And I am joined today by my dog crying outside the door. That's wonderful. Thank you, Milo. And then I'll just go from top to bottom here on our call. We've got Travis Trumich.
Well, happy to be back here for Rumble Week. Love it.
Excellent. Thanks for coming back on, Trav. We've got my brother, Lamar. How are you?
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I feel welcomed back. You know, this is kind of spur of the moment. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. And of course, we got our fearless leader, the pod father, John. How are you?
Oh, good. I realize this is like a TAWF original group, man.
Yeah.
This
really
is like
we're back to 2012 in this thing, man.
Yeah, man. All we need is Lamar to have some ice cream on his chest laying down on the
couch. So,
out of his mind.
No, those days are long gone.
And then, of course, we need Sean to slap a couch or a chair.
That's right.
Down to my left, we've got Gino Larcia. Is showing a little respect.
Just like Travis and Lamar, this is my return. So
I love that we're all wearing Lions.
My second favorite weekend of the year, Royal Rumble weekend.
Go Lions, by the way. Go Lions.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Dan Campbell era.
The Royal Rumble's next weekend, by the way.
The Royal Rumble is not this Sunday. Good call, Kaz.
Yeah.
That's what
next.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the Rumbles.
We are.
Yeah. I know. He's excited. You got to let him slide. I actually, what's funny is I am wearing Lions gear, but they're Lions sweatpants. But I am wearing a Bad Boys Pistons hat. It's just backwards. So we're all decked out in our Detroit gear.
Motor City Dan, the era begins.
That's right.
MCDC.
We've got, last but not least, Mr. Kazmar. He's hiding in the shadows. His face is blurred out like Andre the Giant's in the WCW wrestling game for NES. Just a big question mark.
My camera looks like I'm in fucking a cave in Al Qaeda or something, so there's no point. You can't really see me, so I need a new fucking computer.
Kaznan over here, man.
Yeah.
Now I got to make Kaznan merch. So today, as you guys could tell, we're talking about the Royal Rumble. So we're just going to jump right into this year's Rumble. Probably won't talk about it that much because there's only 4 announced matches for it. Obviously, the only matches people really care about this year are the men's and women's Rumbles. There's, of course, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns wrestling each other again for the Universal Championship. Kaz and I have a lot to say about how that was all set up. But let's talk real quick about this Goldberg-Drew McIntyre match, because the entire basis of this match was Goldberg accusing Drew McIntyre of being disrespectful to Legends. But if you watch that entire episode of Legends Night, it was for 3 hours, Drew McIntyre doing nothing but kissing every single old wrestler's ass.
But did they do it in like the sarcastic way? He just like wasn't a good enough actor to convey that? I mean, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Like he was nothing but a stand-up guy.
That's the problem. Nobody watched it. I tell you what, here's my take. I wish Goldberg would have got COVID instead of Drew McIntyre.
Goldberg would have been a lot higher risk for it, though, than Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
exactly. Would have killed the whole match and maybe killed Goldberg.
Maybe Goldberg's the one that gave it to him.
Oh, there we go.
He's trying to weaken his immune system.
You guys think Goldberg's
Need some vitamin D3, brother.
He's taking a bunch of tea, you know that. So he's on something right now. It might not be vitamin D3, but he's on that HGH or that tea, man. Because Goldberg looks swole still.
He's
man.
20 years older than me, and I'm older than Drew.
This match shouldn't happen. They just got to build new stars, and they're fucking this up again, man.
Like, how does like a 14-year-old kid care about Goldberg? Like, that's some old ass dude that wrestles, and they probably don't understand why.
Goldberg's 14-year-old kid don't care about Goldberg. Get rid of him.
I think the logic here, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong or step in if you've got maybe a different perspective, but I feel like the old guys, when they come back, they pop a rating. When they come back, every few weeks or months, it seems like at this point. So, and in the Legends Night did get a decent rating. I think one of the higher ratings.
It did.
Yeah. So I don't know the exact number, but I think when they bring these old guys back, they think, oh, it's going to pop a rating on TV. But I don't think that's necessarily going to translate to people wanting to buy a pay-per-view or tune into the network to watch this, because you've already seen Goldberg come back and beat Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, and Kevin Owens, guys who are all on their peak, and people don't really want to see that again. And, they figured out this formula of having Goldberg's matches be short and sweet, but now they're really kind of abusing that, and I think he's kind of worn out his welcome. They figured out the perfect storm of how to build a Goldberg match with Brock and him at WrestleMania 33. Is it 33?
33, yeah. No one in Orlando.
Yeah, fantastic match. But then every time he's wrestled again, and now every time Brock's wrestled again, it's just been that match. And I don't know if I really want to see that match with Drew next Sunday. I don't know. It's just, I don't think Goldberg coming back and challenging Drew McIntyre at one of their cornerstone shows is necessarily the fix that they need to try to get people to try to keep their attention going with all of this going on with COVID and no fans in the crowd, that sort of thing.
Right.
It works if, like you had mentioned it, I think last week, Damon, if Drew just beats Goldberg like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If Goldberg is used to get Drew over like that, then I could see it working. But I'm kind of worried that Goldberg's going to win.
Please don't say that. Are you serious on that?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I don't doubt it. I mean,
going to face at Mania if he wins.
What's that?
Who do you think Goldberg faces at Mania if he wins then?
Brock?
I don't know that answer right now. I think WWE has really been hurting for ratings, and I think Vince thinks, like Damon said, bringing these old guys back pops the rating, and maybe in Vince's head he thinks putting the belt back on Goldberg will get people to tune in. I personally don't think so, but maybe in his eyes he thinks that.
But didn't they say that, like, the demographic for Raw anyway is basically the older crowd?
Yeah, WWE skews older with their demographics, so maybe they
how
think.
How old are we talking?
Like us
old.
and up.
Yeah,
we're the youngest people that watch Raw, and we
like
don't
the
watch
NFL
it, so
demographic. Yeah.
So like 32 to 48?
34 to like
34,
55 or 54, whatever it is.
Raw become like the CBS of wrestling.
Yes.
Holy shit.
You know what were you saying?
We were like 7 and 8 years old, and I mean, between like 7 and 10, I'd say, when Goldberg was like at his peak, so I mean, okay, like, people in their early to mid 30s now, okay, yeah, they'll remember Goldberg, but anybody below that, it's like they might remember Goldberg's WWE run in like 2003, 2004, but that's going to be about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What about that old ass Sting? Did he pop a rating on AEW? Because he sucks too. Get rid of him. I don't like.
You just don't like Sting because you had a bad run with him at the
Sting's
TNA.
an asshole. I met Sting one time. He's a dick. He is a dick.
I can't remember if he popped a rating or anything like that, because it wasn't necessarily announced that Sting was going to be debuting in AEW. He just showed up. I think, actually, now that I think about it, they advertised him coming in that second week, and he had the segment with Tony Schiavone and Cody Rhodes. And I think they did decent ratings. Like, his segment did well. But he's not been a long-term rating solution. And, they've been pretty adamant and vocal that he's just there to be, Darby Allin's manager. Although our good friend Jake New did text me that Sting and Darby would be teaming up with, or teaming together rather, to take on Ricky Starks and Brian Cage of Team Taz and AEW. But I think that's supposed to be a cinematic type of match to hide the fact that Sting's neck is fucked up. I don't think they're trying to have Sting like go toe to toe with Brian Cage in the actual wrestling. That would not be believable.
Take a
hope
Canadian
not.
Destroyer.
Yeah. Thanks, Vince, for putting fucking Sting in a match with fucking Seth Rollins for no reason.
Yeah.
Great way to use a fucking 60-year-old.
Taking a buckle bomb.
Yeah, man.
What's the
He's
other
older
match
than my
besides
dad.
Goldberg and Drew? Nobody wants to see except for a short match. But this, I want to hear your hot takes on this Owens Reigns last man standing match. And that stupid bitch Adam Pearce with that stupidest thing ever, how he got in that match. Cards of the change. I want to hear you and Kaz talk about that. What you think of that?
Okay.
That's what I want to hear.
Kaz, do you want to go first or?
Well, I mean, I felt, they booked that gauntlet match, and they have Nakamura go through Daniel Bryan. Who else was it?
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Sami Zayn in there?
No.
He was, but he didn't beat Sami Zayn. I think Nakamura beat Corbin, Daniel, and then who else did you say?
He beat Ray. He tapped out.
Anyway,
Ray. Yeah, he beat a lot of top guys.
Nakamura wins, and then they have Adam Pearce come out and they do the thing where, Roman throws him in the ring, forces him to be in the match. He gets super kicked, sells a super kick. Great, by the way. They throw Adam Pearce on Shin and 1, 2, 3. I mean, it was what it was, but.
So Kaz and I in our conversations. Yeah, go ahead.
Who's Adam Pearce?
Adam Pearce was a guy who was big on the independent circuit in the early to mid 2000s.
5-time NWA champion.
Yeah, he was good friends with
Harley
CM Punk. They were trying to make him kind of like the modern Harley Race because the NWA was trying really hard to sell the Colt Cabana Adam Pearce rivalry, who are great friends in real life. It's basically kind of like a modern Harley and Dusty sort of thing. And they did that whole documentary. What was it? Something Levels of Hate, 7 Levels of Hate, or something like that.
It was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was about like 10, 12 years ago. They feuded a lot in like ROH too even. And, he was a guy who was a real throwback. And I think if maybe he came along now, would probably have more success than he did back in the day. But he's a guy I think is pretty well respected as a wrestling mind. But I think, part of what he was saying in his character, and maybe something that he believed in real life, is that he never really had what it takes to make it. So, Kaz and I thought, okay, maybe they should just go all the way with that and having Adam Pearce say, you know what, fuck it. This is my one chance to make something of myself that I never did before. So I'm just going to try to give it my best shot. I probably won't win, but this is my only opportunity to say I had a match for a WWE championship. And then maybe
That's
because
way more sense.
Right. And well, then with it being a last man standing match, you could just have him be able to use weapons and things that would kind of even the playing field because he's old and retired and try to make something happen. And yeah, maybe Roman beats him in like 10 minutes, but you could try to make it entertaining. It kind of make it like how Jerry Lawler wrestled The Miz. But instead, they did this dumb shit where he signs a contract. It's like, oh, actually, I'm hurt. Card subject to change. Here's Kevin Owens, who wasn't even in the gauntlet match. They didn't even he didn't say, I'm going to replace myself with Nakamura, who should be the rightful number one contender. It was a dude that wasn't even in the gauntlet match.
Oh, they just randomly picked fucking Kevin Owens out of a fucking hat.
Well, they've been feuding for the past couple months, but I thought their last match was definitely the blow-off. And like Damon said, Shin went through that whole gauntlet match. He should be the rightful, person to take Adam Pearce's place, but they just threw Kevin Owens back into the mix, and it's kind of just like lazy booking to me.
Yeah, I think because Nakamura's turned babyface, they gave him his old song back and everything. He's a full-fledged face. He said that he was going to be coming after Roman Reigns. So instead of just making that match and having Nakamura be a viable babyface again.
Even if Nakamura loses the match at Royal Rumble, at least give him that match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It would be a great look for him.
But they just didn't do it. And then he beat every single person besides Adam Pearce. He tapped Rey Mysterio. He beat Baron Corbin. He beat Daniel Bryan. He beat all these guys. He looked like $1 million in his
And
effort.
then he just lost to
And he just-
some kind of like some guy that's like a kind of like a scrub.
And then he
Yeah.
beat Roman's cousin last
You
week.
so.
Yeah.
Wait, are the
Think about
Usos
that.
like are they like J&J security for Roman now?
It's
Pretty
just
much.
yeah, it's just Jay though because Jimmy's still hurt.
Jimmy probably got another DUI. Who knows?
No, I think he blew
Yeah.
out his knee or hurt his ankle
Yeah.
or something.
Like SmackDown's been a really good show. Just the way they've booked this is just, especially how Adam Pearce got out of it, is just so lazy to me. Like, is that even a real clause
I mean,
in a fucking contract?
Ask wrestling historian Gino Garcia.
Has that ever been brought up before in like storyline?
Well, I don't think that it's ever been brought up in a storyline, but usually, I mean, like literally on the ticket, if you buy a ticket, it'll say card subject to change.
Well,
and
yeah, I
usually
get it.
they invoke that. People get pissed off because, somebody that they wanted to be on the card isn't there. So, yeah, it's an odd storyline to bring up, an odd little like nuance of WWE to incorporate into a storyline. I've never seen it before.
I guess I'm just mad that it was Kevin Owens and not Nakamura. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Nakamura mark. It just makes more sense to me for it to be
100% agree
Nakamura.
with you.
Yeah.
100% agree with you on that one. They could do a double turn though. They could have Owens turn heel and Knox already a face. They could do that. Nakamura's like, "Fuck you! You took my spot. Let me fight for it," or something like that. I don't know what they can do with it. But Owens is a way better heel than he is a face, anyways. They need to do that again.
Well, they're actually doing something similar with Kofi Kingston and Mustafa Ali on Raw. Ali.
Come on, get it right.
What's up?
Mustafa.
That's what I said.
Okay.
What? Anyway, he is revisiting losing his spot from 2 years ago to Kofi because Ali was supposed to be in that spot of challenging Daniel Bryan. I don't know if Ali was supposed to win the belt and go all the way to Mania. I'm not sure how that was supposed to work out. I have no clue who Bryan was actually supposed to face, if the Kofi thing was just an audible or that was the plan the whole time. But they're revisiting that, and Ali is saying, like, I'm going to get my revenge for you taking my spot. Basically saying, like, Kofi ruined his career by taking his spot and never really acknowledging what happened to him. He kind of just took it and ran with it, which I think is kind of shocking that they were recalling something from
There's that kind of continuity.
Yeah, it's very strange. Sometimes they like pick and choose when you're like, oh
They're
shit,
like,
this is actually cool.
they like accidentally stumble upon an actual compelling story, but I'm sure they're gonna fuck it up somehow.
I mean, Retribution has been a very strange storyline and group because they took a bunch of pretty talented people and then one fairly green guy in Mace, who's Dio Madden, who did color commentary on Raw for a few months. But then you've got Shane Thorne, Mia Yim, Ali, and Dijak or Dijakovic. And, the stable definitely has legs to be successful, but they didn't really seem to know what to do with it. I think now they're kind of just getting it back on track where it's just Ali and he has a bunch of heaters with him. But yeah, it's been a very weird storyline and very
Take
weird
off those
group.
stupid masks. Just take off the masks. Just get rid of them. Get rid of them. Come on, please. Get rid of those fucking masks.
The masks are very silly in the sense that we clearly know who those people are supposed to be.
Everybody knows. That's the
It's like
problem.
when Doom. It's like when Doom was in a mask. There were only two fucking big ass black dudes in the whole company. It's stupid. Like, don't insult my fucking intelligence. I mean, you guys pretending like this is real athletic competition.
It's like Sting wearing the Sting mask.
That's the greatest ever, though, Lena. That's one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen on TV.
Yeah, the Sting wearing the Sting mask is one of the evergreen memes of professional wrestling. It's fantastic. And you guys have a good point with the mask, like Shane Thorne. We know that Shane Thorne, that's the only big white dude with those same exact tattoos. Like, of course we know that Shane Thorne. He moves exactly like Shane Thorne. He does all of the same exact moves as Shane Thorne, but we're supposed to pretend that this is a completely different person. Or like, what other mixed girl on the roster has blue hair? Like, oh, that's not Mia Yim. It's fucking, what's her name? Retaliation or some shit?
Something like that.
Registrar's office. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why do they have random names? And like, why I don't understand why they couldn't just be who they are from the beginning.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, one time they're all under masks and they take them off and you do a reveal and go from there.
I thought that was what they're going to lead towards, was doing a reveal.
Or maybe you can stretch that out for like a month or something. You can't do that shit for like 8 months. It's like aces and eights. It's like, oh, that's not Kurt Angle or whoever the fuck it's supposed to be.
Right. Although the reveal for Bubba Ray being their leader was actually a pretty good reveal. I will give them credit for that.
Yeah.
But like so many different like stables try to take over the company angles, they go on for too long. They try to like keep stuff a mystery for too long instead of just kind of being straightforward with it. Like the NWO, like the peak NWO went on for far too long. Like it should have been really probably over after Sting beat Hogan. That probably should have been the end of it. But they just kept it fucking going pretty much all the way until the end of WCW. 4 years past its expiration date. Cease and desist, John.
Yeah.
This if I tune out for a second, I'm in an auction right now for a Power of Pain signed turnbuckle right now, and this fucking guy Star Kid 69 is outbidding me on eBay right now. This kid is just keeps going on hitting me up.
What an asshole!
I'm pissed. No, seriously, look how this is dope. This Powers of Pain right here, man.
Oh, that is pretty sweet. What's the bid at right now?
$27 with that Barbarian signature on it.
Oh, that's a steal.
Star Kid 69 is about to get a bigger bid on it right now.
I use Star Kid 69. Besides that, the only two other matches are the women's match and then the men's Royal Rumble. Is there any other? Is the Carmelo and Sasha Banks going to happen? Is that probably going to happen? I'm guessing, right?
Probably. I mean, that feud, I don't know why they keep running that feud. Are there not other women on SmackDown for Sasha to feud with?
Oh, no, that Butler dude's pretty funny, though.
Yeah, he's
sommelier.
He's a sommelier. But, yeah, their matches have been really good. It's just, I didn't feel like they needed to have another match. Like, Sasha beat her clean the second time they had a match after she broke the champagne bottle on her back or whatever. So I don't see what the point is in doing another match. It's another thing WWE does. They'll have like Drew McIntyre beat Randy Orton clean in their first match at SummerSlam, and then they just kept wrestling each other until Randy beat him, randomly won the title, and then lost it back like a month later.
It's wild booking. So then who do you think's going to win the women's match? Who deserves it? Who's going to do that? And I'll tell you what. Charlotte Flair's new enhancements look great right now.
So yeah, let's talk about that.
Oh my God!
About Charlotte Flair's enhancements, or you want to talk about Charlotte Flair winning the Rumble?
Both.
Okay, go for it, Lamar. You're up. Let's hear it.
So are these enhancements? Are they enhanced or are they reduced?
I would say Damon's looking like to stop talking about this.
This really is turning into a TAWF classic.
I would say they're rebooted.
Okay, got it. No, I think. Yeah, I know. I mean, I think there's always the default, like Charlotte just wins the Rumble, we run her at Mania angle. But I guess, there's other things they could potentially do.
So we've got 9 of 30 entrants announced as of, what is it? It says on Wikipedia January 22nd, which is weird because it's not January 22nd.
Yeah, right.
But
have a glitch in the Matrix here.
Well, I guess because tomorrow is Friday. I guess that's why they did that. But we've got Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler. They are all from Raw. SmackDown has 2 women enter, Bianca Belair and Bayley.
They have to find 21 more women between now and next Sunday.
Which shouldn't be a problem. I got to imagine some NXT women will be sprinkled in there.
Yeah, right.
I think you got to – if I had to pick a woman who I think should win, it's got to be Rhea Ripley.
Okay, That's what I was
That'd
going to
be
say
cool.
too, Kaz. I think you're right. I think you're spot on that one. I think she's got to get it.
Yeah, they pretty much had Raquel Gonzalez kill her off in the last woman standing match. She like slammed her through the stage, and then I think did she like cover the hole in the stage, Kaz?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so they probably are moving her up.
I mean, she's on the radar for me. Bianca Belair, I could see possibly.
Belair versus Sasha, turn Sasha heel.
Yeah, something like that.
That'd be a good feud. Do you run back Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte, put the belt back on Charlotte, and run that back again this year in front of fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Asuka seems kind of like, once again, she's a little bit of a afterthought. I mean, they even had Alexa Bliss pretty much beat her ass on Raw.
That was just weird. I mean, you guys dig that angle with burning Bray alive and Alexa Bliss, and it's different, but I don't know. Do you dig it or what?
I don't like it, but people online, people that I've seen that give any sort of opinions about this have been really praising Alexa Bliss's like acting ability and character work. I just think it looks kind of like it's kind of hokey because they're trying to make people scared of Alexa Bliss, and it's just hard for me to buy anyone being intimidated by Alexa Bliss in any form or fashion. Like, I don't care how spooky you try to make her. It's just, it looks really silly. Like, especially having Asuka be scared of Alexa Bliss because she can turn some fucking lights out and put on black lipstick is very silly to me.
What do you think, Johnny?
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really have an opinion.
It's just like, yeah.
What the fuck? This is a real angle?
Orton with the mask on, that promo was.
I like that. Like, I like Orton with the mask. I mean, what that leads to it. You know,
Orton should kind of shy away now from the Fiend feud, but keep the mask on. Keep that mentality of like, I'm like burned now, and you can turn that into a different psychotic side of Orton. I mean, he's always had that touch to him, but with this mask on, I loved it. I thought it was great.
It was great too.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like this. I'm very interested to see where Orton goes, but that's kind of the only interest that I have in anything WWE right now.
Like Orton in the whole thing is shined. I mean, he's making the best out of what Vince is giving him, I guess. But yeah, I don't really dig the Alexa Bliss part of it.
What about you, Lino?
Yeah, I kind of am going to echo what John said. I'm just kind of like indifferent to this angle. I don't really get like why Alexa Bliss needed to be thrown into this and what the history with like Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton and this all coming together is. I mean, I thought the Orton Wyatt thing was a great feud, but it kind of ran its course, already. So just like come up with something new. And I loved Orton when he had Ric Flair as his manager. I thought they could have gotten more out of that. I don't know if they're gonna like build toward that again, but I kind of wish that would have gone on for a little bit longer.
I mean, with the relationship with all the Evolution guys like turning on each other and brutally beating each other, I think Triple H literally stabbed Ric Flair in the head with a screwdriver in Detroit at a last man standing match, and they're still best buds. I'm sure that Orton and Flair can reconcile after Orton punted him in the head a couple months back.
Wait, they got Flair doing angles and he fucking almost died in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah.
Well, Flair now has an angle where he's banging that Lacey Evans now.
Oh, come on. You're fucking serious? That's awesome.
Serious, Kamari. Dead serious.
That is like the best thing I've heard about wrestling in a long time.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Flair is married, so it's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure she'll be in the Royal Rumble, which is weird that the SmackDown women don't really seem to have a lot of women like announced or even really seem like threats. But I think at the same time, WWE is probably like, fuck it. Bayley and Bianca are pretty much the only women from SmackDown that anyone thinks would be worth anything in that match anyway. So,
there's really only a handful of women that could win it. You know what I mean? There's not like the men's. There's quite a bit I could probably rattle off the top of my head that I think could win it. With the women, you got Bayley, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. Is that it?
Charlotte. That's about it.
Oh, Charlotte. Yeah, I forgot. Charlotte.
Did Becky Lynch pop yet? Could she be a surprise entrant?
I doubt she would be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She's on maternity leave still, I think.
Yeah, I doubt she's gonna be trying to take any bumps or anything like that.
Ronda Rousey.
No crowd, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
Rousey
right.
might actually. They really dropped the ball on that Shayna Baszler, dude. They dropped that ball so bad last year.
I felt like they could have definitely made some money with a Rousey Baszler match where it's like,
Yeah, right.
they're gonna probably maybe be a little snug in that one.
Yeah,
They still could.
Bitches might start blading.
That's got to be who she feuds with when she comes back, I would think, right? Baszler?
Has to be, Leno.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I mean, I don't know if they would have them feud because they're so intertwined with being friends. I don't know how you will get to a point where they would want to betray each other because their characters have always talked about, at least Shayna's in NXT and then Ronda, like in real life and on WWE, always talks about like loyalty and not stabbing people in the back and whatnot. I don't know how you would get to that point, but I think that feud could possibly work. I mean, I think Shayna could definitely carry a lot of putting the matches and everything together. I mean, because Ronda is naturally talented, but obviously she's not the best wrestler out of all the women. But yeah, that's something that could work. I don't know how. So does Shayna beat Asuka? Is that what would happen in that possible matchup?
I think it would have to. I think
Okay.
that's what I would have. Here's the question for everybody: Who is going to be the surprise entrance in the Women's Rumble this year?
Good question.
Who is going to be?
Miss Jacqueline.
Miss
Nice.
Jacqueline? Love that one.
There you go.
Would I guess Rhea Ripley, would that count for Kaz?
No, it doesn't count, Damon. Come on, be better.
What? She's not on the main roster. They haven't said the
You
NXT.
gotta go with like a legend.
I got one.
Oh, okay.
Melina.
Yeah, I could see
Melina?
that.
That's actually a good pick.
Wasn't she at the Legends thing?
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah, that's a
All
good.
right, I'm gonna go. Summer Rae.
Wow,
I'm
dude,
gonna
that's
go.
a good.
I got one.
That's good out of left field.
Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's another good one.
She was
Okay,
in talks with them recently.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
for real?
About coming
Yeah,
back, I
hot man
think.
in
She
the
was in the performance center and shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see. I'm trying to think who they could bring back.
We got Melina, Summer Rae.
Eve Torres.
Ooh,
There you go.
of course, I like that too.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like who is like still relatively young to come back. And I was thinking that was probably a pretty good choice.
You
How
know,
old
you
is
got,
Kelly Kelly now? Like 28 or something like that?
No, she's like
No, she's
gotta
like
be in her
34 or
30s.
something now.
Yeah.
on her
Still an
third
absolute
marriage,
rocket,
24
though.
years old.
It's gonna be like Trish Stratus again, and they're gonna make it sound like it's something that's never happened before. Oh my God, Trish is back!
Oh my God, Molly Holly again.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, happy belated
Lena!
happy belated birthday to Kelly Kelly. She just celebrated her 34th birthday on the 15th.
Oh wow,
Okay, Kelly,
yeah.
Kelly, where'd it go?
All right,
Perfect. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kelly.
she is.
I wish Sean was here to make test jokes right now.
I already made a bunch of suicide jokes. I can do that with Tess too.
Yeah. Oh.
Best.
So that Royal Rumble, huh?
Yeah, how about that men's Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble. Okay, Mike Awesome, Tess.
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
And the men.
I'm not gonna say CB, but we all know it. So
oh,
I didn't say it.
jeez.
I didn't say it.
Oh my goodness. So the men's Royal Rumble, our entrance so far, they also have 9 announced according to Wikipedia. Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Mr. Wrestling, Randy Orton, because of that mask.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Oh man, it is that man. I never thought about that.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
You're totally right. Oh, when I saw it, I was like, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome that you said that. I knew it looked like something, but that is it. That is legit it.
Yeah, look at this.
It is, man.
Look
Come
at
on,
that.
man. Come on, Vince McMahon got way too much fucking money to have his Randy Orton in that shitty match.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Awesome, I love it. It's
So,
great.
so when Orton comes out at the Royal Rumble, is he going to wear like his whole hoodie and the mask and like the RKO like tracksuit and all that, or is he just gonna wear his normal wrestling gear and just have that mask on?
No, he's got to rock the hoodie and the shorts and stuff with the mask on.
Yeah, that
He
would
can't
be.
come out in boots, tights, and the fucking mask.
I think
if
you're right
anything,
there.
I think they
You're
would put
right there.
like they have those like compression stockings for sometimes for burn victims and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably if they did that, they would have one on his arm or something, like do something like that.
So from a legal perspective, how exactly is WWE not like super liable for letting a wrestler get burned
I don't know.
on national
It's triple murder, I
television,
think.
even sanctioning that match? Because I know somebody got set on fire at some point, and apparently it was Randy, and I just like, what? Like how?
I mean, Kane set MVP on fire in an Inferno match, and it was just kind of like, oh, LOL, MVP got his fucking back set on fire. Like, what a dickhead. And he had the DDP taped ribs for like a couple weeks afterwards.
Dude, they buried people alive.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if you agree to the bout, right, you're already giving your consent.
Randy Orton literally killed The Undertaker.
Assumption of the risk. So.
All right, well, I got a hot take coming for the Men's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Entrant number 10, Seth Rollins. He wins it, goes on the WrestleMania, fights Roman Reigns, wins the title. That's my prediction right there. Write it down, mark it down, dot the I's. Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble, fights.
He's serious. He's got the pen. He's got the pen out. Bringing another staple back.
Yeah, he's got his Mr. Perfect pen going on from Tuesday Night Titans.
Yeah. That's my prediction, though. Seth Rollins, he's going to be coming back. He ain't breastfeeding, so he can come back.
But so Seth wins the Rumble. He challenges Roman. Do we just forget that Seth pretended that he was Jesus for about a year? He just comes back like, hey, guys, I'm Seth Rollins again. I'm normal.
I'm a father now.
Yeah, exactly. It changed me. It changed my ways.
Yeah.
He wins, comes back on. What is he on Raw or was he on Raw?
He's on SmackDown.
It's like
the angle works.
It's like when Triple H tore his quad and came back and was like suddenly a good person again. Like, what the fuck? That's not how life works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, having a kid changes you. Okay, so I believe it.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Seth.
It's not Seth?
I hope it's not Seth. No.
I hope it's not Seth either, but that's what I think it's going to be.
I could see a wild card being thrown in the mix. Brock Lesnar. It works either way if he picks Drew or he picks Roman.
Or he picks Goldberg.
Yeah.
Damn it, Lino.
Come
on, man.
A Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns feud right now with Roman as a heel with Paul and you give Brock as a face would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, right.
Killer. Actually, that's really good.
Yeah, and it works too because
did Heyman turn on Brock?
No, Brock's not under contract, but Heyman is, and they needed to use Heyman because he was helping run Raw. I think he was in charge of their creative, and then they took him off of that. Then they just made him I forget what his title is for Roman. Like because they can't say manager or agent. They gave him some other title that no one would ever be called in real life.
Representative or some shit.
No, I think it's they call him like his creative director or something stupid like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like they could have just easily said he's my agent now. He's going to be handling all of my affairs because that's pretty much what Roman refers to him. But his special counsel, that's what it is.
Fucking Paul Heyman go to law school?
Yeah, man. Holy crap. I didn't know that.
Right.
Well, who's everybody got then? Who's everybody got for the Rumble then?
I think Big E would be a great pick. They seem to be kind of setting the scene for that, or setting the scene for that with, he's the Intercontinental Champion right now. And then you've got Apollo Crews kind of being recruited by Heyman. If you watch some of the Talking Smack segments, if you watch Roman actually let Apollo hang around him while he was handling some business backstage. I think you have Uso or Heyman or somebody in that camp cost Big E the title. Apollo gets the Intercontinental title, so Big E decides, I'm going to go after Roman and get his belt now, get revenge. I think that could be a good storyline. I think it's a good way to get Big E solidified as a top babyface.
I like it. I'm sold. I'm bought in.
I'd like that. Yeah. I think that would be quite a bit different. Something new and fresh.
The way Daniel Bryan has been booked, though, he's been losing a lot. I could see him possibly. I think, Damon, you mentioned it, coming in as number one and running the whole thing, and going on to face Roman.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody from SmackDown, I think. I really do think it's going to be somebody from SmackDown, though, because that's the premier show right now. I think they're going to pump up the ratings with Fox and want to promote that the Royal Rumble champions on Fox or something like that.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be someone from SmackDown that wins the Rumble, because they're trying to keep the people at Fox happy, like Travis was saying. So if they keep the folks at Fox happy and give them a big money feud, which that's why you guys have a good point with Brock feuding with Roman, and the tables kind of be turned on Brock, where Brock is alone. He doesn't have anyone to watch his back. That could be very interesting. But I think they could find a way to get there anyway without having to have him win. I think the Rumble, maybe both Rumbles, should be used to establish maybe a younger talent or a talent that they want to kind of break through and become a star. Maybe they should use them to win the Rumble.
Like Damian Priest.
Not young, but
I like him.
Not young, yeah. He's like, what, 40?
38.
38.
But people are high on him. I like him. Yeah. I think he's sweet.
I would love if they, pulled the trigger on that and had an NXT guy win it, like a Damian Priest. I think,
that'd be very unique. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be different. Something different.
For sure. Lino, you're the only one that hasn't talked on this one. What do you think? What do you got here for this?
So I was going to say Sheamus. That was my pick. First off, I don't even know if he's going to be in the Rumble because he hasn't been announced yet. And you guys are kind of selling me on the fact that it's probably going to be somebody from SmackDown. So all I'm going to say is if it is someone from Raw, I think it's going to be Sheamus. And I think they're going to build toward a Sheamus-McIntyre feud going into Mania. I do have a quick question, though, because you'll have to forgive me. I don't watch TMZ. I'm looking at the list of participants now, and it says that The Miz was announced on TMZ, that he's in the Rumble. Does anybody know how that unfolded?
I didn't see that.
What's that?
Are you being serious? It was legit. Says it's on TMZ.
Yeah, announced on TMZ on January 14th. The Miz.
You gotta be shitting.
Promo for the new show.
They're trying to step outside the box.
Wow, it really does stay on TMZ. It really does. Holy shit.
I think my favorite is Carl Anderson saying he's declaring that he's an entrant in the Royal Rumble. Them coming out, and he was like, it doesn't mean anything. He's like, the good brothers are coming. We're declaring that we're entrants in the Royal Rumble.
I totally forgot the Miz has the Money in the Bank briefcase still.
Yeah.
Oh,
that kind of throws a wrench into the McIntyre Goldberg thing.
God, the Miz is the worst.
I never got into him, man. I could never do it.
I just can't take him seriously.
I'm not a huge
never moved the needle for me.
I'm not a huge Miz guy. I just think that his offense generally looks really weak. I think that he has good matches. Don't get me wrong. He's had some really phenomenal matches, but I kind of get annoyed when people are like, oh my God, the Miz is such an amazing promo. But when's the last time he ever had like a good promo that wasn't him basically being like, oh, you're an indie guy. Oh, I'm going to be all shooty and talk about the fucking indies and ROH. And people are like, oh my God, The Miz is such a great promo. But when's the last time The Miz was like, he cut an actual genuinely good promo that wasn't just some shooty bullshit to get internet fans all worked up?
Has he ever cut a good promo other than the one with Brian, which
was
exactly that?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, but all I know is that him and Morrison's shtick right now is a channel changer for me. Because so bad.
They're 40 now, and they're trying to do the shit that they did with the dirt sheet that was cool when I was in college fucking 15 years ago. That shit was funny then because they were like 25 then. It's not funny now when they're 40-year-old dads or whatever they are.
It's like when they did the PGDX. It's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I want to like it for nostalgia. It's just so played out, and it's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah, and then they just have John Morrison suddenly pretend that he's dumb. Like he's just like the Miz's sidekick instead of being a star that he should be, even though I think that they're going to break them up like sooner than later because Miz keeps getting pissed off that Morrison keeps screwing up his game plan to cash in the Money in the Bank.
Actually, if you think about it, Mizdow and Miz was funny. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was funny, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is fucking transcending pro wrestling. I must see every Miz standout segment.
It was funny because the Sandow really wasn't much of
yeah,
what
yeah.
All right, surprise entrance. Who you got?
Jeff Jarrett.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't even really thought about that. That's a good pick, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Hogan because they're in Tampa, but he'll be in the match for like 5 seconds, and that'll be it.
The Tampa pipeline, brother.
Hogan ends up winning it all.
You think Hogan's going to do that and get
Dude,
thrown
what if they
over?
run Hogan Goldberg
Thrown over the top rope?
I want
Hogan Goldberg. I'm sold on that.
Perry got to get
my dream booking. Hang on. My dream booking for Hogan being a surprise entrant to play off what Lino said. Hogan comes out like somehow, some way, like there's like 3 guys in the ring and they all eliminate themselves. He comes out, he poses, he does his thing, and then the timer runs down, and then the next 4 guys that come out is just the Hurt Business. Oh. Beat the shit out of him.
That would be the most self-aware book in the history of pro wrestling.
Yeah, Hogan throws those hard R's around way too much.
MVP.
I think it would be better if it was reversed. The Hurt Business is already in the ring and his music hits.
Dude, MVP dissed Hogan on a track with Griselda. He was on a song called The Hurt Business, a remix, and he dissed Hogan. It was a track with Smoke DZA, Wale, and West Side Gun. He said, I only rock the red and yellow when it's Patrick Mahomes. Like, he's like, I don't fuck with Hulk Hogan. There's a lot of black wrestlers there. It's like, fuck Terry. We don't rock with him.
Yeah, man. Hogan made dropped a lot of, wasn't dropping too many leg drops on no brothers other than Kamala, man. And Zeus. Yeah. Only dudes who really made money with Terry.
Yeah, surprise entrance, though. I mean, if Terry would be a great one, but let's go. I already said Seth Rollins, so I'll stick with Seth Rollins.
Oh, he counts as
right there.
I say Seth Rollins counts as a surprise entrant, but Rhea Ripley doesn't.
No, I'm gonna change it. Okay, Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Is he alive?
I don't know if he's alive, but
yeah, I think he's still doing it.
I would.
He actually trained MVP. I think that's like the last relevant thing he did in the wrestling business.
That's funny. I would normally say Val Venus for a rib, but after those comments,
God,
I don't think that'll be happening. I'm gonna say Finn Balor.
You can have the NXT champion win it?
Yeah.
That's actually something that Kaz and I were saying has needed to happen for maybe the last 2 or 3 years.
Why not have the NXT champion go to Mania and beat one of the main belt champions?
Yeah,
NXT.
Kaz and I kind of said like basically it would be the ultimate rookie year, so to speak. Obviously, the NXT is just the super indies now. Like it's weird for it to be a developmental when you have guys down there that have been wrestling
Universal
longer.
Champion Finn Balor.
Yeah, or then like you've got guys like in the Undisputed Era that have been wrestling longer than the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Like Roderick Strong is 36 or 37. He's been wrestling since he was 14. Like you got
That'd be a
guys.
great surprise entrant, Roderick Strong.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I feel like they should utilize NXT more. I think it's kind of beyond being a developmental brand. Like they almost need to split NXT into two. Like they need to just have it where it's actually for developmental purposes, and then just the seasoned indie guys, they kind of just do that to give them some TV time and exposure, so casual fans know who they are. And I feel like utilizing like Royal Rumble, utilizing Survivor Series would be a great way to get people introduced to these wrestlers and know who they are. Because obviously we all know who Roderick Strong is. We all know who a lot of these NXT people are. But WWE pretending that NXT, like all of their accomplishments don't matter and haven't happened, is not like conducive to building new stars. But with that being said, I have to go let my dog in. So you guys talk for a little bit.
This is probably for a different episode, but to kind of go off of what Damon just said, I'd like to see like the super indie version of NXT become Capital Wrestling, and then the developmental part just stay NXT.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Especially like with I love the Capital Wrestling Center. I think that was an awesome idea.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a great idea what they're doing. I think you're spot on with that. Just split it up a little bit. I think you're on to something on that one.
Yeah, they should do it. I mean, and this has been going on for 5-6 years now. The quality of wrestling on NXT is really good, but just the fact that it's called NXT, it's like, well, that's kind of making it seem like a developmental brand. But then you got guys like Finn Balor, and if you just rebrand it, make it like Capital Wrestling, you could even have guys from the main roster go over there and feud with some of those guys that are coming up, guys that like. I hate even putting them under the developmental banner, like Roderick Strong. Like Damon said, the guy's been wrestling for 20 years now. It's not really developmental anymore when it comes to somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like if they did something like that, it would be a little bit more interesting, kind of like the partnerships that we're seeing like with AEW and Impact right now. Something that's just a little bit more interesting, keeping it fresh and having that back and forth, or having tag teams go from one to the other or something like that, or a singles guy come in. And I don't know, that's a little bit more fresh. And I like that idea better than even, these whole drafts of, oh, hey, this guy's got to stick on SmackDown. This guy's got to stick on Raw. It gets tiresome. And the whole idea of everything, of wanting to make NXT a main brand, but in the same vein, still calling it a developmental. That's got to get changed. That's got to get rebranded. But
it would just be nice to see, like they always have over the past couple of years, they've had, a couple NXT guys show up in the Royal Rumble, but they're just, oh, here's an NXT guy we can throw out there to shine for a little bit, but then they get thrown out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It would be a nice change to have like a Damian Priest or an Adam Cole this year actually win the whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be. It'd be unique. It'd be different. I think it would be fitting, especially with all the stuff that we've experimented with in 2020.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that they might try to experiment with the Rumble this year. I thought they might try to change it up because I know they did Money in the Bank. It's like the cinematic thing. But Travis, when I talked to you about that the other night, you raised a good point in that they didn't really have the Thunderdome set up. So that's kind of why they did that. So I realize now that they won't mess it up. But like you guys were saying, it probably wouldn't hurt to experiment and have a developer NXT person win the Rumble, or have Finn Balor come up and win it, or Adam Cole or whoever. I mean, the ratings aren't that great anyway. Like, I'm sure people aren't going to be like, on a show filled with people who I don't really know, this random guy that I don't know being the champion isn't going to like make me turn off the show like I've already been doing, what more could it hurt,
So, exactly.
Do you guys think that Jay White's going to make an appearance?
Ooh, I forgot about it.
Oh shit, that's right. He's a free agent now, isn't he?
Is he really though, or is that just storyline?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm leaning more towards its storyline. So
I think it's storyline. I think it's playing off of all the Bullet Club guys have left New Japan and then going to WWE, or going to AEW in this case for Kenny Omega. I think he's just playing off of that. I think he tweeted or someone reported that he actually had like a couple more years left on his deal with New Japan.
Yeah.
He was still going to be
makes
there for a
sense.
while. I don't think he's leaving. I hope not. I mean, NXT, I feel like already has enough people that are known people that they don't utilize anyway. I don't think there would really be a ton of room for Jay White unless people kind of have to just get pushed on the back burner more so than they already are, which is also another reason why I think NXT needs to be split into two as well. Either they need to have a secondary show, which they kind of utilize 205 Live for, but I think instead of just making it 205 Live, it should be like, just a 1 hour extended version of NXT where like tag teams and low card NXT people can get more time and development.
Yeah.
Also, John, you raised a good point about the draft being dumb because it's not even really a draft. They just shuffle people around and call it a draft. Like I don't get the point of it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Instead of just
I think the veteran spot for Rumble spots, maybe Gangrel will come back and make an appearance.
That's right. One of the greatest adult film directors of our time, Gangrel.
Yeah. He just randomly shows up everywhere right now, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He's the J Mac of our generation.
So now that we talked about the Rumble, I guess we should talk about maybe some past Rumbles. I know all of us, or maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have been kind of watching past Rumbles back, talking about I do my yearly rewatch of the Orient Express and the Rockers, which is
that match bangs, dude.
That is such a good match. And, it's one of those styles. I tweeted about this on the Axel Wrestling fan account. It's one of those styles of tag team wrestling, like the American style. I don't think that any other, it's its own style. It's like you got like lucha style, strong style, like the 80s, 90s, like fast paced tag team wrestling is something that I feel like
that like Southern style tag match.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like it's kind of not a lost art, but I feel like it doesn't get enough recognition as its own style and enough credit for being an amazing style because I don't think everybody can work that kind of style. And the Rockers and the Orient Express
cutting off the ring and they're cheating behind the ref's back and somebody's getting choked with the tag rope.
Right. I
love that stuff.
I texted Jake New and I said that the Rockers and the Orient Express, they wrestle each other in that match like teams that will beat you by 40 or lose by 40. He compared them to the Rockets. They're very similar to the Rockets in that regard because their offense was very, very like high octane. But then some of the ways they would lose, man, they would get their absolute asses beat at the end of them.
Can I so I know we're supposed to talk about your favorite non-Rumble matches, right? This was one of the topics was. Yeah. I think the 1991 Royal Rumble is by far the best Royal Rumble card, top to bottom. By far. You have that match. You got Boss Man Barbarian.
Ooh, that match is good.
That match is really good. Then you have Warrior versus Slaughter. Banger with Macho King coming out with the scepter. Boom! Right in the face. That sets up the retirement match. And then you have the Virgil DiBiase storyline coming to a head that sets up their match. And then you have Hogan win the weight. It legit is the best Royal Rumble top to bottom. Better than 92, better than anything else. That is the best Royal Rumble top to bottom. And then the Hammer goes like 45 minutes in that match. Like the Hammer has like 44 minutes. Like Rick D'Amato is like 50-something minutes, isn't he? Like that match is unbelievable. That match is the best. Like, legit, that's the best card I watched. I can watch it 1,000 times. I think that, and that's like Earthquake and Hogan's coming to an end, like the whole feud at the very end because they were feuding forever, and Hogan tosses it out last. Like that card is just top to bottom the best Royal Rumble ever.
Yeah, Those older
92
Rumbles, man.
92 is bonk as shit. I don't care. Anybody says Flair's the only good part of that.
Yeah, it's that whole match is kind of just built around Flair, and then them trying to experiment with the Hogan Sid thing, and Sid getting cheered like crazily
Sid's
over
awesome.
Hogan to the point where they had to go back and completely change the audio where Hogan gets cheered for pulling on Sid and getting him eliminated. Like the crowd was not fucking rocking with Hogan at that point. Like,
because he was a dick.
Outstayed his where. Yeah. Some of the craziest wrestling memories that I have are all kind of, or not all, but a lot of them take place at past Royal Rumbles, like Triple H and Cactus Jack. That kind of made Triple H a made man as far as a performer goes. I feel like people started to respect him more for that match. And then I'm trying to think, you got the classic in 03 with Angle and CB. You got CB
Jericho CB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ladder match.
That's why he got that chair shot by Jericho was like the most vicious chair shot when he dives through the ropes. And that's like the most vicious chair shot of all time.
Hot take, Chris Jericho is a sloppy worker.
Nowadays.
Oh, man. Yeah, he
Did you see him botch that lion salt?
Ooh, yeah, man.
I was just about to talk about that. It was almost like his timing was off for that. The way he runs up and tries to like step off and go backwards, his steps were off. Like he seemed off.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like kind of like watching a fighter when they're old and they used to beat the shit out of people when they're young, and then you watch them before your eyes just fall off a cliff suddenly. Like they can't pull the trigger, their stance is off, like everything looks kind of sloppy. I feel like that's what happened to Jericho. I think the match with Omega at Wrestle Kingdom a couple years ago, that made us really think that Jericho still had it, but I think that might have just kind of been it for him. Like his last banger.
Yeah, he looks flabby as hell now. And what other match banged?
Sick.
Umaga versus Cena is a great match too, non-Rumble match. That match is awesome when he puts him in the STFU with the rope. That's like Umaga was good, dude. Like that was a great match.
That Rumble also in 2007 is a great Rumble. The closing segment in a Rumble with Michaels and Taker, and that kind of like, I think it was like 3 years in a row at Rumbles, Michaels and Taker had some sort of interaction. I
was gonna ask you guys, like, we don't think of the actual Royal Rumble match being one of the greatest matches of all time, but can you think of like a scenario where it was the last two guys being one of the best, as far as match goes, like a Taker Shawn when they were the last two?
The 97 Rumble when Austin gets eliminated and then comes back behind the ref's back and eliminates, I think, everybody else and wins.
Well, I'm saying more like two guys that are left that actually wrestle again for maybe 5-10 minutes and have like a good back and forth until one of them gets thrown out. Taker Shawn is probably in my eyes the best.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kaz, and that's probably the best one. I can't think of anything else. Like Lex and Brett was really short, wasn't it, in '94?
Yeah, I really can't think of one. But those were the schmazzy, both guys eliminated at the same time finishes.
I like Shawn Michaels and Bulldog.
Bulldog, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about. That
ends with them because they keep coming back to each other throughout the match, and then it ends with them. That's a fun little story.
About Yoko and Macho Man.
Dude, when he tries to pin him though, it's like, dude, how dumb are you, Macho?
Because they needed a way to show like how strong Yokozuna is, and so
why don't they just have him throw Macho Man out and take some crazy bump?
Oh, and another underrated non-Rumble match, Quebecers versus Owen and Brett in 94.
Yes.
That match is awesome,
man.
Dude. That match is really good, and it has the Owen set up to the heel turn. I thought that was a great match, and Johnny Polo is like the best Johnny Polo. That match, like Johnny Polo, I just remember my dad buying that pay-per-view. My dad's like, this Johnny Polo guy is the funniest fucking guy in the world. My dad loved Johnny Polo. I don't know. That's his favorite guy ever. Bobby Heenan, Johnny Polo, and Ric Flair are my dad's 3 favorite wrestling characters of all time.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just remembered one that that you brought up. When it's the last 2 guys, and this wouldn't be a match of the year candidate or anything, but Alberto Del Rio and Santino Marella in 2011.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
For like 30 seconds, you believed Santino was going to win the Royal Rumble.
You're right.
Like,
that was actually really cool because I totally forgot about Santino like the whole time. And then he came back and he gave him the Cobra. And
yeah.
It was
because he actually celebrated, like his music played and everything. But then it was like, okay, no, Del Rio's still in this.
Well, oh no, I thought it was Santino that came back at the end.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was Del Rio's music that was playing, but then. Yeah, we remembered Santino was still in it.
Dude, it's crazy. Like Santino Morella's got to go in the Hall of Fame because he gave us that moment and then the Elimination Chamber moment. Those 2 moments there, right? For a minute in time throughout his entire career, there's 2 months. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna go to WrestleMania. Or, oh shit, he's gonna win the heavyweight title. When he hit the Cobra on Daniel Bryan, the crowd lost their fucking mind. Have you guys ever seen this?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah. Dude, it was out of control. But back to great like final 2 or final moments. I know that the 97, the Final 4 set up that awesome Final 4 match. I think like the next month was a really good where Vader gets his whole face exploded.
Yeah.
And then what was another one? Like I've been like picking and choosing like different Rumbles that had like good finishing sequences. 2001 had a really good finishing sequence where Kane was just tossing everybody out left and right, and Austin had to use a chair to eliminate him. The finishing sequence with CB and Big Show was really good, where he uses like the front headlock to pull Big Show out, which I've learned recently, probably over the last month or so. Big Show has never been eliminated with a gang effort. One person just eliminates him in Royal Rumbles.
Really?
Every gang effort to eliminate the Big Show has all failed. It's always been one person that throws him out, which is crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how bad the entries were in the 1995 Royal Rumble real quick? We had like Dick Murdoch, who was like 65 years old in that match.
Yeah, there was some
and like Mantar, Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Is that the one where Vince McMahon loses his mind when Adam Bomb's number 30? He's like, Adam Bomb's gone. It's gonna
well,
win.
that was like the height of the cartoon bullshit.
Yeah, man.
Gimmicky or job gimmick type shit.
Mo lasts like 2 seconds, and then Mabel was in it.
Let's see. We've got
Eli and Jacob Blue, who are actually like decent wrestlers. Like as what's their faces?
The Harris Brothers, literal Nazis.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ooh.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the Mil Mascaras, but that was 97, right? Like
Look at 95 though.
He comes in, eliminates himself.
Here, I'll pull up the list.
Yeah.
This is bad. Like the Luger, Bulldog, and Shawn Michaels are the only ones that have a legit shot at winning this. Okay, look at this. This is bad. Jimmy Del Rey.
Aldo Montoya. Stephen Dunn. Oh my god.
Who the hell was Theon?
Man.
Oh, the Barbarian.
Oh wow. Why don't they just have him as the Barbarian?
Twang.
Yeah, they changed his name. Oh, you know what?
Fabio
He was a face, and he came back for like a year. There was like a face version of the Head Shrinkers. I think they were the Head Shrinkers.
Dude, look how bad this is bad. Look, like literally no
Timothy Will.
Oh, it really is bad.
This
really,
is like the worst
it's
roster
really
ever.
bad. There's nobody you think's gonna win besides Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, or British Bulldog. There's no.
Like, who's the 4th best wrestler in this match? Like,
Owen
not
Hart.
counting like Bob, like not counting.
Owen
Bob
Hart didn't even get in the
Hart.
match because I think Brett came down in Diesel. And
Look how many sub like 30-second eliminations there are. 16 seconds, 19 seconds,
3.
3 seconds, 12 seconds, 23 seconds, another 3-second one.
Tom Pritchard could work.
Yeah, he's a good worker.
Yeah.
Eli Blue was in there for 10 minutes. He's the third most. No, Aldo was in there for a while.
Is that just incredible?
Yes.
I hate him.
Wow. Look at this. The most time clocked. Shawn, Bulldog, Luger, Henry Godwin, excuse me.
There's only 5 guys over 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Wow.
Eli Blue was exactly 10 minutes. Who the fuck was clocking this, by the way? Like, I want to know who was like sitting there with the stopwatch. Like, okay, Timothy Well lasted 23
right.
seconds. It's like, oh, Bushwhacker Butch.
So how many under a minute?
Oh my God. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
I told you guys it was bad, man. I told you it was really bad.
Yeah, this might be the worst Rumble field ever.
Whew.
Oh my goodness.
1-2 Kid and Bob Holly were tag champions for a reason I don't understand.
Yeah, why were the
Spark
belts
plug.
even vacated?
It was all to set up that LT feud.
Oh yeah. Oh yep. You're right. I honestly can't even remember why the
I don't
titles were
remember
vacated
either.
though.
That 95 was bad. 95 was so bad. Like this is gonna
Good call.
was bad.
Good call on that one.
Oh, okay. I figured it out. By the way, why the titles were vacated. Bart Gunn was injured in a rodeo accident.
In real life?
It was from WWF Magazine. He was injured in a rodeo accident. So 1-2-3 Kid and Bob Holly took their place. Oh, here we go. Shawn Michaels and Diesel, they gave up the belts. They didn't want to team together. So instead of having someone beat them, they just vacated the belts. And then the next year, they won the tag titles again when they were both the singles champions. And they're like, oh, we can't have all the belts. So they just gave up the belts again. So they never
two dudes with attitude.
That's right.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels has never lost a tag team championship in the ring.
That's insanity.
Lost a smile, though.
Has he ever lost a championship in the ring?
The world title.
Yeah, the title. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
Stone Cold.
Something I was
Is that
watching.
it? Is that the only one?
The European title, he dropped it to Triple H
Oh, I
in the
guess.
Christmas episode of Raw.
When they lost the tag titles, they lost to it was DX, him and Triple H. They lost the tag titles to Miz and Big Show, I think.
Yeah, Showman's.
Yeah, they got rolled up, I think.
That was the beginning of Shawn Michaels retiring because he was really depressed after they lost the tag titles.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
His career went into a tailspin after that.
Yeah. If you go to the 91 Rumble too, that I was watching today, Shane Douglas is in it.
I was gonna bring that up.
Wow.
I couldn't even. He was in it for like 26 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a brief Shane Douglas run in like late 90, early 91.
Like not Dean Douglas, Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas.
So crazy.
And then the most racist gimmick of all time, Saba Simba.
Oh my God.
Roddy Piper gave it away on Superstar.
Yeah. Oh, that was so awesome. That's Tony Atlas.
That's Tony Atlas.
Yeah, because I went through that when Travis was talking about it. I'm like, who the hell's the Saba Sima guy? And then I clicked and it's something to Tony Atlas. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously I would have been 2, so I didn't remember it, but I never even knew that was a gimmick.
And then
Right after
Piper
they
and
brought back
Mike
Ricky Steamboat
were
and
the
Jessica
announcers
Dragon.
too. And that was like a great. And this is just my favorite Rumble of all time.
Yeah, but these guys were working, dude. Look at this. Martel, 52 minutes. Valentine, 44. Hercules, 37. Bulldog, 36.
Wow.
Santana, 30. 26 for Shane Douglas. Damn, Earthquake was in there for almost 25 minutes. Texas.
Martel 52 had to be a record at the time, I bet.
It was the record.
How long was Hogan in it for?
21 minutes even.
That's not bad for him.
That's not bad for Hulk.
Dude, over half the field was in the match for 10 minutes or more.
That's crazy.
So that means the ring must have just been absolutely full at some points.
That ring must just be like bowed.
Who's the shortest? Like Bushwhacker Luke or something?
Yeah, get this up here.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Hang on a second here.
Does anybody have a favorite Rumble then, like itself, besides me? Like I like 91 the best. Like
I have a
like
soft spot.
01.
Yeah, I had a soft spot for 01.
Yeah, right.
01's great. It is.
Damn, Carey's in there for 24.
I like 90. I like 97. I'll
feel
tell
like
you another ridiculous Royal Rumble. 96 is absolutely ridiculous.
ridiculous in the sense of it being bad or the star power.
In the sense that Shawn Michaels eliminates Vader and Yokozuna by himself.
That was fucking crazy.
Oh man,
I haven't even went back and watched this one. Dory
The
Funk Jr.
SWAT teamers.
that's so crazy.
That's the headhunters, I think. Remember
Oh
those dudes?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like some fat Puerto Rican dude.
They were. They could just like do a fucking moonsault.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were crazy
They
high
had,
flyers.
Yeah,
They
man.
had like weird ass outfits on.
But
Was
Takeo
Jake Roberts
Omori
over in this
Oh,
match? Was it
man.
like drunk Jake?
He was Reverend Jake at this point. How was Omori in this? He was like the Triple Crown champion in All Japan. Like he's just randomly in this. I don't ever remember him wrestling in WWF like
Yeah,
as
man,
a kid.
right? Well,
Very
this one's
far away.
96, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like because 97 I think had a few Japanese wrestlers in it as well, like just randomly, it just a bunch of random entrants.
Yeah,
They
go
had
to
a few-
97 after this.
Yeah, 97 had a few like
94
AAA
had
guys.
too. Because remember they helped Yoko out and put Undertaker in the casket.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
That was
In
when
97 and
Diesel
98,
was
they had like a
fast.
talent exchange agreement with like CMLL or AAA or
Yeah.
something. They
Right.
were like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, Latin Lover.
There we go.
Cybernetico. I remember thinking Latin Lover was fucking sweet when I was a kid. Because I mixed him and Hector Garza up. So I remember being like, oh yeah, Latin Lover, he does the corkscrew plancha, but they're completely different people.
This isn't a terrible one actually.
No. I mean, that was smart to have some of the luchadors show up because
Yeah,
they're in
right.
San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the finish is just so good. Austin just at his peak. of
Yeah,
just-
man.
Yeah, it's just started the Austin era. Go to 94. I want to see who the Japanese wrestlers were in 94.
They had 90 Japanese wrestlers in there.
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
the double finish. Oh, Tenru, Great Kabuki,
the Great
Quang, of
Kabuki.
course.
Quang, yeah.
Quang, aka Savio
Savio Vega.
Or no,
Virgil,
Quang,
Virgil getting that last
was
check.
Quang supposed to be Japanese or Chinese? Or they just didn't know because
No,
the Puerto
Tenru
Rican
was-
guy
Yeah.
pretending to be Asian.
Didn't they have minis at the 98 Rumble? Like as part of the luchadors? I could have sworn like Max Mini or somebody was in it.
I think it was 97. I think it was 97. They had like on the free for all.
Yeah, they had like
actually,
a mini Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah. It was like maybe a 6-man tag match that they were on like in the free-for-all, yeah.
Let's see. They got
Defeated
Blue
Heavy Metal
Demon
and
Jr.
Enemy Vader.
Oh, here we go. It's a tag team match. Masquerita Sagrada Jr. and La Parquita defeated Mini Mankind and Mini Vader.
Oh, man.
Shit, we loved it. This is bad.
Oh my goodness.
Ahmed Johnson was such a terrible wrestler. God.
But he fucking could have been something if he wasn't so bad.
That's a hot take.
Thanks for
Lamar.
that.
Like, dude, I was watching some shit from like 96 randomly, and he just is so randomly charismatic, but
Yeah.
like terrible at the same time. It's like Lamar Jackson passing. It was like it works, but it shouldn't. And it was, I mean, it was just unbelievable to see. But then you realize the guy just could not stay healthy, like ever.
Yeah. At the time, he seemed like pound for pound one of the strongest dudes out there. Just seeing the
Right.
stuff that he
I've never
was doing.
seen anybody built like that dude. Like,
Yeah, man.
fucking muscles everywhere. You're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Muscles and his gear, the red accents everywhere.
Because he just came out, he looked fucking sweet as fuck, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's gonna be the champion one day. And then,
Yeah, right.
nope, showed up in
Do
WCW.
you want to talk about
Fuck.
juiced up? How about John Cena's return to the Rumble after he had that injury? Like in
Yeah.
08. Was it 08 when he
Tore-
came back and messed
Yeah, he tore his pec off the bone at the end of 2007.
Ugh.
And then he came back 3-4 months later, just absolutely shredded and totally fine. Like, if you tore your pec off the bone, like
that's
supposed to put you out for a year, not 3 months.
Man.
Yeah,
and
he came back just lean and shredded. Like if you would have came back and been like kind of soft looking or doughy, like that makes sense. He rushed his comeback, but he came back and was more ripped than he was when he had that championship run for over a year.
Let's just say John definitely hit his out-of-pocket max on his healthcare plan that year.
What year was that? 08? So who did he fight at Mania?
The triple threat, because he tried to use he did use his title shot at the next pay-per-view, which is No Way Out, Lino?
Yeah, it wasn't Elimination Chamber yet. It was still No Way Out.
It was 25 then? WrestleMania 25.
24.
So yeah, he
but he's done Triple H. Is that what it is?
He used it to go after Orton because they gave Orton the kayfabe reason for injuring Cena, but really it was just Kennedy like taking the hip toss weird, and that's why Cena tore his pec.
Kennedy's the coolest dude I've ever hung out with. He smokes so many Newport cigarettes. It's unbelievable.
Oh, let's go.
Hey buddy, you got a lighter? He pulls out a pack of Newports out of his trunks. He just sits there and burns cigarette after cigarette with me.
He has like a terrible like arm tattoo, right?
Oh yeah, it's bad. And he just gives me $20
bad arm tattoo. God.
He gives me $20 and tells me to go get him a cheeseburger and Kurt Angle a Diet Coke, and he's about to fight in the main event of a TNA base brawl. I have a good story about that. I sent Damon and Lamar a picture of me with the TNA title belt, the television title belt the other day.
So he was like wearing his trunks, just ripping cigs.
Yeah, so he's in the back of the stadium. He goes up to the third floor, where all the front offices are, and I was just got done smoking a cigarette because I smoked, and he like smelled it on me, obviously, and he's like, "Hey, bud, can I borrow a lighter?" And he legit just had a Kennedy or a Mr. Anderson T-shirt on, and he had his green trunks, and he just pulled out the Newports out of his trunks and like $20 bill.
I say, Lamar, can you see this his tattoo that you were talking about?
Kennedy.
Yeah, like he had like this weird tribal.
Oh, that back tattoo is atrocious, dude.
That's mid-2000s glory right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then
the greatest moment in Ford Field history was him winning Money in the Bank.
Do you guys remember how juiced up Kennedy was when he was in developmental?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Who won? Oh, the Undertaker won in 07, right? That's when he fought Batista at Ford Field.
Yeah, that match was so hyped, dude.
That match is good.
Yeah, that's a great match.
That was a great Mania.
So did we cover? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lamar.
I think I sat next to a dad who definitely lost custody of his son after he got wasted at WrestleMania with
me. So back to the Rumble. Who would you say? I guess you kind of have to use maybe kayfabe. Who would you say would be the best, like Royal Rumble match performer? Like if you just go based off like eliminations or longest time in the match, like who would you say would be the best all-around performer?
Sean's probably the best, probably Rumble participant of all time. But I say the most underrated is Kane.
I was going to say Kane is the best.
The good Kane, yeah. That's a good one.
Especially like his 01 performance, like at the time was like the best that anyone has ever had at the Rumble.
Then he eliminates himself one time, and I think because like all the white coats came out after him to put him in the insane asylum, he just eliminates himself. He eliminates the whole ring. So yeah, I think Kane's underrated as hell at the Rumble. He's great, and he's been in it more times than anybody. Do they count his Isaac Yankem appearance? I don't know.
Let's see. I've got the stats pulled up here.
The greatest single
performer. The best one to never win it.
The best single.
He's got most of. He's. I'm sorry. He's tied. Or no, he's not tied. He's in his own spot here. He's fourth.
Strowman don't count. It's the greatest Royal Rumble. None of those Saudi shows count.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't count the greatest Royal Rumble because if we go by the greatest Royal Rumble, Dan O'Brien has the record for longest time, which is like well over an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say Ray usually would have his name associated to the Rumble.
Jericho lasts a long time too. Like Jericho.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, part of the reason, which I've learned, throughout watching wrestling and just learning more about what goes behind the structure of a match, usually they'll put um, the person that people kind of deem as like the best worker or like the best kind of veteran, like someone they know can hold a match together. They'll let them stay in the Rumble for the longest amount of time because they need to be able to hold things together. So that's why you'll see guys like Dolph, Rick Martel, Jericho, Triple H. Like you'll see like all these guys know how to hold a match together. Obviously Vince McMahon kind of skews that statistic, but all these guys really know how to call a match. So that's why they have their ring generals out there for the longest amount of time. So that's something I've learned recently. Yeah.
You're right. That makes the most sense, actually.
Let's see, Stone Cold, only man to win 3.
That's my pick for the best Rumble performer ever, even in the kayfabe sense.
Yeah.
3 Rumble wins.
Sneaky, gonna sneak up, ain't afraid to do whatever it takes to win.
Top 10 for longest time in a single Rumble. Surprisingly, not in the top for the most total time spent in a Rumble. Jericho is almost.
Yeah, Jericho.
Yeah, that's still a lot, but.
Bulldog's on there. Holy shit! Yeah, Bulldog was always in it.
I feel like CM Punk was always good in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
When he did that, what was it? When him and Serena, that he came out like number 2, maybe, I forget. But
that one little run he had when he was just eliminating everyone and getting on the mic.
Oh, that was great.
That was awesome.
And then he gave the GTS to his then girlfriend, Beth Phoenix. Yeah.
That was awesome. That was really good.
I'm a big fan of guys cutting promos in the middle of the Rumble match. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that too, I love it.
Wrestling just needs more shit talk, man.
No way, Jose. Jeez, I forget about that. That's like it.
Yeah, Mo, Owen Hart, Mike Kanellis, Xavier Woods, 3 seconds.
Owen Hart.
95.
Yeah, that was the 90. Yeah.
Brett attacked him right away. Titus O'Neil.
Oh, that's right.
Taz. Oh, Titus O'Neil, I think, was supposed to tie the record
it was
for shortest elimination, but he botched getting thrown out of the ring.
Yeah.
So Titus has to be the worst Rumble performer of all time, then we would.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, right? Did he also fall?
He falls. Yeah.
And then he beat his. They tried to have him beat his own record, but then he stayed in for a second longer.
We don't count the greatest Royal Rumble at all, right?
No.
Yeah, it puts GRR in parentheses.
Oh, okay.
Then there's non-eliminated wrestlers, which is a weird.
Curtis Axel. Yeah, that's right. Is that website still going? Axelmania.com or something? I think?
Let's see.
That would be great if they just forgot to take it down.
Often duplicated but never eliminated. Oh, it seems like it's not working.
Oh man.
Axelmania.
That's too cheap. He's a billionaire. It's too cheap to keep the domain name going.
Yeah, it looks like it's just pulling up. Let's see what else we got here. Wrestlers who had their number stolen or replaced. Oh, so people just coming out and attacking them.
You know, they really need to address that in the rules since there's been that many.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of dumb that if you just come out and beat someone up, you can just take their spot.
Yeah. Right, like that's not how contracts work.
Not at all.
Could you imagine if that was like a way to break to just like take over a contract in real life?
Oh man.
That Diesel 94 performance was awesome though too.
Got him over.
Lamar, I think we got a good book idea here for contract law and wrestling. Wacky world.
Man, I'm looking at the number of eliminations. We're not counting Greatest Royal Rumble, obviously, so Brock would have that record of 13 from last year.
Oh, yeah.
With 12, Kane, 11. Hogan and Austin tied at 10. Austin and Michaels tied at 8. Shawn tied his record back-to-back years. That's crazy. And then there's a bunch of people that got 7, then a bunch of people that have 6. And I wonder if they will ever have someone eliminate everybody in a Rumble. Like
that'd be insane.
I obviously would have to probably be like group eliminations, like they would run over and help someone eliminate someone, like that sort of thing. I'm surprised they haven't tried to do that, but I don't know if people would hate that.
I would love it.
Yeah, because wasn't the Brock thing last year too? That was kind of like a love-hate. Some people really loved it, and some people really hated it.
I thought it was great.
I remember reading Twitter and stuff. Like some people being like, "Oh, this is the most boring," but others were loving it. So
I was gonna say it'd be great if somebody eliminated everybody and then they were the last eliminated, so they didn't even win it.
So yeah, right.
Now that's a good angle.
Bring Dan Severn back. Let him do it.
I love the Brock thing from last year with him eliminating almost half the field because
I thought that was a cool idea.
The whole purpose of it was to make sure they did two important things to push Drew McIntyre as a babyface because they really, really wanted Drew as a babyface. First of all, the fact that Drew became a babyface is kind of confusing to me because I don't remember when he turned face. He just started doing the countdown thing and was a face, and then he was over, and I was really confused because I missed Raw for like 2 weeks. And then when he came out in the Rumble, it was him and Ricochet because Ricochet and Brock had their little thing, I think, before the Rumble, right? With the low blow, and Ricochet got squashed by him or something, like an Australia show. And they set that up so Brock beat everybody's ass and everybody hated Brock. So when Drew eliminated him, everyone was like, fuck yeah, Drew's awesome. He ended this boring shit. And then at the end, they didn't want to have him eliminate both Edge and Roman. This is just my theory here. Because if you have him eliminate Edge, then eliminate Roman, people will kind of be like, whatever. Like, we just don't want Roman to win, but you eliminated Edge, so fuck you. They have Roman eliminate Edge, so all that heat goes to Roman because people love to boo him anyway, even though Roman was pretty over at that Rumble last year when he beat Corbin. So that way, when Drew beats Roman, they're like, fuck yeah, he got rid of Roman, he got rid of Brock. Like, this guy's sweet. And it was set up perfectly. It was the perfect vehicle to make Drew McIntyre a viable babyface. Then, of course, we never really figured out if it worked or not because the world imploded before he had his coronation.
Yeah.
Can I just say Kevin Dunn is the least valuable person ever at the Royal Rumble for fucking up AJ Styles' entrance and then fucking up Edge's return too?
Just stay on the camera that's fixed on the aisleway. I don't understand that.
Was the camera not supposed to be on Roman when AJ came out?
I don't know, but it's terrible. No, the crowd reacted before like the people at home could.
See, I kind of liked how they did that. I liked it on Roman, and then you hear the crowd like go nuts, and then you see it's AJ Styles. I kind of like that. I don't know if it was supposed to be like that. Probably not, but
I mean, because the way they set up his music playing, nothing here. I'll pull it up.
That has to be the biggest pop ever in a Royal Rumble, right?
Oh, by far.
Yeah, man.
Another underrated one is Bubba Ray Dudley. I think the year before.
Yeah, when they had those missiles, boom! It was in Philadelphia too, which is awesome.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
See, WWE changed these because that's not how it was.
No, they said it's unseen footage, so they showed it from a different angle. And I wanted you guys to see the angle I think it was supposed to be. I think they showed Roman because they didn't want to show a giant cutout of Colt Cabana's head. Because if you go back...
What do you mean?
Colt Cabana's head is right here.
Yeah, man.
That's probably why they stayed on Roman.
Probably.
Yeah.
Really, that's the reason they.
Can you play this again?
Yeah.
Yeah, play this over.
Can it be? It is! The phenomenal one is here! AJ Styles! Oh my God!
Yeah, because even when they tried to get a different angle Let's see.
5 years ago.
Because I remember all we had to go off of was the music, and I remember Valid being like, "That's a sweet beat, though," but we didn't know like who it was.
Yeah. Like everyone was like, "Is that Ain't No Sunshine? Like, is that DMX?"
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that was sweet, man.
Now that Cena pop in 08 might be louder though.
Let's see, Cena return Royal Rumble.
That was at Madison Square Garden too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that entranceway from Madison Square Garden is sweet too.
Oh yeah, man.
Who's number
I wish
30?
I still did that for Garden State.
What is this?
Yeah. The boos get drowned out though. So I remember watching this with Lamar, our friend Matt Folding, and then
Where are you guys at? B-dubs?
no, we were in my mom's basement because we were all like, "Wait, what the hell?" Like I thought he was hurt, and we knew his injury was serious. Like there's no way he could have. Like there's no way. And,
Lauren was there too.
Yeah, my sister. Yeah, Lena, were you there too?
Yes.
Were you? Shit, dude.
Yeah, you
This is
forgot about
13. This is 13 years ago. Holy shit.
A long time, man. Oh my god.
Wow.
I want to say, I feel like this is an underrated like entrance / pop, but Triple H in 2002 when he comes back. I guess I have to click all Triple H's entrances from the Royal Rumble. Like, why do I want to see his entrance from 1996?
Just play it. It's only like a minute and 30.
Okay,
In the
we'll play
Royal
it.
Rumble. He's not a handicapper. Look at this guy. He means business.
Look at this guy.
On hand, by
I say
the
that
way.
logo looks sweet.
Hunter
Shield in the back.
Best Rumble entrance ever right there.
This might be his best theme right here.
Hurst Helms. Yeah. The Intercontinental title earlier. Yeah. Here on the Royal Rumble. And you can see. Now what's going to happen? And here comes Triple H.
Yeah. I wish it was the full entrance though. The crowd went nuts for it. I wanted to show the 2002 entrance. That was the one I was gonna say. I feel like
Look at him there. He's just jacked.
he was
the one that Cad said, Bubba Ray Dudley return. That
Okay.
one's, I think, Cad, that one bangs too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You want it from the live like fan cam or the filmed one?
It don't matter.
The filmed one.
Okay.
Entry number 3 in this year's Royal Rumble. Who's it gonna be?
That's a big one.
Oh my! What? Oh, you gotta be kidding
And
me!
they had him like eliminate Miz and R-Truth, didn't they? And he was in the ring by himself for a
You
minute.
gotta be kidding me!
Yeah, everyone was waiting for Devon to come out.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think he does the wives out with R-Truth in this match, doesn't he?
Yeah, because Devon just didn't come out for some reason.
That kind of took the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, it's really weird that he came back by himself, and then they came back as a team a couple of years later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, those are good pops.
Let's see if I can find Royal Rumble pops. There's probably a video dedicated to us. Oh wow,
Yeah.
WWE has their own video.
These
How
ones
crazy is
2011.
that? Yeah.
What'd you say,
that-
Travis?
What?
What'd you say, Travis?
Kevin Nash in 11. Come on, Diesel.
Yeah, when he was Big Daddy.
That was, I don't know if it was one of the best pops ever, but that was pretty cool when he came out because that was totally unexpected.
Yeah, it was unexpected. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, the Goldberg one.
Oh, yeah! This is it! Lesnar's waited since Survivor!
Let's see what else.
Grado.
You gotta be kidding me! The hits just
This
keep
one's
on
pretty
coming.
good.
Another Hall of Famer!
What else we got?
That's a good one in New York.
Oh, this is in Detroit.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute! You kidding me?
Lino, were you there for this?
Royal Rumble was unpredictable.
Pretty good finish, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good one. RVD, my favorite midlife crisis middle-aged man.
Holy you gotta be kidding me! Big Daddy Cool Diesel!
They need to be doing drive time radio in Detroit, take over from Valenti.
Oh, this is when Triple H won his last title, 2016.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I wish they.
Royal Stumble drawing.
What's that?
I think Kaz had Triple H in our Rumble.
That was a
drawing
big
that
one.
year.
That was a big payday that year.
You know, I think Kaz. We talked about this back 5 years ago. Now it's crazy. Triple H should have ran with the title longer. Like he should have got it sooner.
Yeah.
I think I compared him to like Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. Just like fuck it, I'll do it myself. Because I think Seth had gotten hurt at that point. He's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna win the title, and I'm just gonna be the ultimate champion instead of worrying about someone else doing it. And I mean, it was kind of fun. The match. Anyone watching, listening to this, I very much recommend you watch his match with Dean Ambrose at Roadblock, the pay-per-view after Royal Rumble 2016. That is one of the best WWE championship matches you'll ever see. I promise you, you have to watch it.
It is great. I second that.
Yeah, which was randomly a Saturday night pay-per-view or like a network special.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it was
technically it
network
wasn't
special.
a pay-per-view, it was a network special because they had
totally
just
right.
Yeah, the network was like they had just started doing those at that point.
Yeah, I wish they did more of those on Saturday nights. I like pay-per-views being on Saturdays. I like the AEW does their shows on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I missed NXT being on Saturday. I don't like it being on Sunday. It kind of takes the wind out of my sails.
I hear you. Well,
Like
all
Royal
right,
Rumble.
boys, I gotta get out of here.
Okay, thanks for stopping by, Travis. We appreciate it.
Good seeing
I guess
everybody,
Yeah,
You
man.
too.
and I'll see y'all on the 31st for the Royal Stimmy, for the Royal Stimmy. I gotta get that stimulus check. Trump don't give me shit.
Take care, man. Well, you know, we got to get you in on the Royal Stemmy, man.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, we'll get you in on the Royal Stemmy. We got a little if I can move this, what the fuck? Little sheet here of all the people that are in.
Oh.
So yeah, we need just a couple more slots. We're over halfway there. I give everyone a little nickname on the sheet. But yeah, we just need to get
How many more do we need?
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 more.
11 more. Yeah. So really excited for it. We're going to try to do a drawing and we're going to record it. We're going to probably use, I should use random.org, but we could probably, like me and Paige could probably go to a craft store and get like a tumbler. We can get like ping pong balls and write the numbers on them and everything.
Oh,
there
that'd
you
be
go.
awesome.
Yeah. So we can do like the whole tumbler and everything. So I'll look.
Can you put it on Tumblr?
We're still around.
Yeah, it is. It's not quite the same though, since they removed all the porn.
Removed all the what?
Porn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they tried going straight and it tanked.
Yeah. So but we'll have to get you in on the Royal Stemmy, Lino, and then I guess is anything in closing before we wrap this up?
I'm
I mean, it's
just looking
always,
forward
I
to
mean,
the Rumble.
yeah, it's always the Royal Rumble is always an exciting one. Granted, this year is going to be a little different.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
Especially, no crowd at the Royal Rumble is going to be
it's a
bizarre.
bummer. Yeah,
No
right.
pops.
You're not gonna get those pops, that you expect.
Oh, we'll get those pops.
They'll be fake.
They'll be fake, but
Yeah.
we'll get them.
How come they don't have other wrestlers sitting around at ringside like they do for
Yeah,
NXT?
right. Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah, because I mean,
Like they're in a fucking MLB stadium right now. They couldn't social distance people to get them in there. Or
Yeah,
is it because
exactly,
Is it because it's not outside like AEW has?
Mm,
Can
Possibly.
AEW do it because they're like outside?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that might possibly be the reason.
That's got to be it. Yeah.
WrestleMania is 2 nights again this year.
Man, I don't know how they're gonna do that. Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's what 16,000 fans are allowed in.
Is that what they're saying?
I think 25% capacity for the stadium.
so they're gonna do 16,000 fans on 2 nights, and then be like, yeah, we had 32,000 people.
Because the Super Bowl is there this year too at the same stadium.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Is Kevin Owens gonna jump off the pirate ship this year?
Probably.
He has to.
I think he took like a picture of it and put it on Instagram. Just the pirate ship.
It's basically the same logo that they used last year. They just changed it up a little bit because it's still the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ripoff.
Yeah, they just refreshed it.
Yeah.
A couple new outlines, maybe. Put a couple filters over it. Yeah. Another weird year of wrestling coming up here.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Just
We'll see.
yeah, gearing ourselves up for computer generated cheers. I gotta say, man, on last week's show we talked about the impact of not having a crowd for fights and for wrestling. With Fight Island having fans now, it makes a world of difference, especially with the performance that Max Holloway had. Might be the single greatest performance I've ever seen in a UFC fight. Like, that would have been weird if there wasn't the people there to be there.
You could hear the crowd. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd. The crowd is going nuts, especially because at one point he's literally talking to the commentators and dodging Calvin Kattar's punches. Imagine he did that just in an empty arena. It wouldn't be the same. Him having a crowd there made that performance even better. And I think like some of these fantastic matches we've seen since the pandemic's going on and not having any crowd, I feel like there's a lot of matches that would feel more magical if you had that roar of the crowd. So it really, truly does make a difference.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, well, hey, boys, thanks for hopping on here on the Zoom and chatting with me about some wrestling. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves.
No problem, man.
Yeah, Lamar. Welcome back, Lino. Lamar, we're glad to have you. It's nice to be back in the saddle and doing this again. It makes me feel a lot happier than staring at Excel spreadsheets every day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. And everyone out there watching, listening, whatever, be safe, wear your mask, social distance, and always remember to tuck your chin.